Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is going to be a recap of PLL Season 6 Episode 2. I forget the name right now, but PLL Season 6 Episode 2. So, it starts off with the aftermath of the girls being found. You know, they were kidnapped, they were starved, all that, so they had to go to the hospital. So all the girls are in the hospital, and they're all talking, like they're in one person's room, I guess, and they're all talking. And they come to the agreement that they're not going to say anything about Charles and Andrew being Charles, or, you know, Charles De Laurentiis at all, which is crazy. And I'm confused as to why they want to take that approach. I get that, you know, the cops, you know, get their own conclusions and get them in trouble, but now, like, they know, the cops know that, you know, they were wrong and that the girls were not helping or not the ones that were doing anything to Mona or anything like that. Was Mona in the first scene? I don't think so. Where is Mona right now? Did we see Mona this episode? I'm not sure. I don't remember her being there though. I just remember the four girls talking about the fact that they're not going to mention anything about Charles and all that. Because, well, Spencer really said that. And, I think, like, right after that, it cuts to Allison at home with her dad being mad at her for, you know, risking her life to pretty much save the girls because she went off and tricked the police just to get the girls back to safety, and he was mad at her for that, which is very interesting. And notice, like, her dad has always been supportive of Allison. Like, he didn't believe that she was guilty and all that. But then when she ran off to help the other girls who were in trouble really because of her, he was mad at her. Sus. The other thing is, and every time I say sus, it just means like, that's suspect, that's fishy. The other thing is that when she asked him about Charles De Laurentiis, he said, what? He didn't say, and then she said, Dad, who's Charles De Laurentiis? He said, what? And then she said, not what, who? Something like that, she said. And to me, that means he was like just in shock that she even knew to ask who Charles De Laurentiis was. So her father has seen fishy for a while. Clearly he's hiding something, because somebody had to know that Charles existed besides Mrs. De Laurentiis. Somebody had to know about this Charles De Laurentiis. He has the father's last name, because De Laurentiis is the father's name, you know, so the father's last name. So yeah, and then he's like, no, there is no Charles De Laurentiis in our family, or something like that, which is, if he said in our family, I'm not sure exactly what he said, but if he said in our family, then that could just mean that, you know, he's no longer a part of our family or something. But yeah, so her father is acting a little sus. Even later on, Spencer was like, well, just to put it lightly or nicely, your father's a liar. And she's like, that's lightly. Anyway, back to the girls. So when they're still in the hospital, Emily goes and peeks into Sarah's room, and Sarah was like, oh, I'm not asleep. And they have this little conversation. You know, Sarah was in the dollhouse for over 2 years, which is crazy. And the reason why she got there is because she ran away from home. She was knocked over the head, Sarah says, and then she woke up in the dollhouse, I believe. And then she was like, oh, this is what happens to bad little girls. That's what she said she thought. Something's weird about her. I don't know what it is. It could just be that she was, you know, pretty much away from civilization for 2 years, or it could be that, you know, she might not be telling the whole truth. Like, she ran away from home because obviously she had problems at home. Her mother, she's like, oh, when I was away, you know, my mother got all the sympathy in the world and it was good for her, but now that I'm back, I'm getting the attention and it's not good. It's like, after 2 years, you don't think your mother would want you home? I guess not. Who knows? I don't know the situation there, but something's real fishy about Sarah as well. That's because she's like, oh, this is what happens to bad little girls, something like that she thought when she realized that she was kidnapped. And I wonder who hit her over the head. Was it when Melissa and Spencer, you know, that whole thing, when or when Spencer hit somebody over the head, I think it was Allison or something like that. I wonder if it was that, or if it was Charles just doing that, or who knows. I guess we'll see. So yeah, Sarah was pretty fishy. Then the next morning, Emily was talking to her mom, and she was like, I wanted to say bye to Sarah, and her mom was like, oh, I saw her leave with her mother. So if she left with her mother, if not, because she ran away again or something like that, if she didn't leave with her mother, then who did she leave with? And like, what is going on there with Sarah? Who knows? So Sarah is like something to look at, look out for, someone to look out for. So is Mr. D. And then I'm probably not going to go into super detail because, again, I'm going off the top of my head. Oh, Spencer and Toby. Oh, Toby in the beginning. This is what happened before, you know, the theme song came on. Toby was in the forest with his partner, found Andrew super easily. He wanted some alone time to, like, beat the crap out of him or something. That was all too easy because, one, Toby has been a cop for all of 2 seconds. Like, please. You're going to just be able to find Andrew Campbell so easily. 1. 2, Toby has a new partner now who is also very suspicious, but we will see. I'm going to talk about him a little bit more in a bit, but in that little instance where he finds Andrew, I just feel like that was way too easy. And for you to be so, you feel like, yeah, you know what, it's done. Like, we found Andrew, that's it, everything is good. Like, the way he was talking to Spencer about it was like, you know, everything is pretty much good. Like, we found Andrew and, you know, that's it. But it's like, it's never been that easy with A. I'm sorry, it just never has been that easy. And if Andrew was AA, I don't think he would have been found. He would have had some other layer somewhere else to be able to hide. Because I don't know why Andrew was running away like that. Maybe A wanted him to get caught. Maybe he, I don't know, something. But it was just way too easy. And for Toby to think that, like, he got somewhere and that was, like, solving some type of problem, I think maybe Toby's up to something, because it's like, no, that was too easy. Like, clearly, just way too easy. Especially because Andrew was the type of guy, he would go and find, like, what he did to Mike, when Mike and Ezra went upstate to Ezra's cabin. This guy met up with them. I forgot what he did. He, like, tied Mike up and all this stuff, sprayed something in his eyes, all this stuff, and was back in Rosewood to not even look super suspicious. Like, he was gone for the night, but he didn't look suspicious. Who are his parents? Like, what's going on there? Like, who knows? But obviously there's some fishy stuff going on there. But my point is, Andrew wouldn't get caught so easily if he wasn't supposed to get caught easily. You know what I mean? It was just too easy. So yeah, now on to Toby's partner, Lorenzo. First of all, that guy is from Single Ladies. I don't know if you guys know that show. So I was just like, whoa, what is he doing here? 2, he's very suspicious. A girl is, you know, arrested for murder. She was convicted of murder. Then it was overturned. She was a girl who was missing. She was the girl who was known to be a liar and all this stuff. And then, so you're like, oh, this is the famous Allison or whatever, when he was talking to Toby. So he, like, you know when someone just automatically, especially in PLO, there's somebody new and then they're searching a main character out again and again, trying to talk to them, trying to get into, you know, their little circle or something. I don't know really what his aim is right now, but all I know is he's most likely up to no good, because no new character on PLO is up to good. AKA Mona's best friend, AKA so many other people that have popped in and popped out. Sydney, Shauna, so many people. So, yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know what his aim in life is right now either, but Allie felt like she needed to talk to him. And something he said to her, like, after they were in the church or whatever, and he was like, oh, I know you don't want people to know, or something like that. You don't know me, so what do you mean you know I don't want people to know that I went to church, or something like that. Whatever it was, I forgot the conversation, but what do you mean you know that I don't want people to know, or something like that? Who are you again? I met you once? Like, no. So something's up there. Who knows what he really knows? Who knows who he's connected to? I guess we'll see shortly. What if he's like Shauna's brother, or I don't know. Because I was thinking of like Maya and Maya's cousin. But what else was I going to talk about this episode? Oh, all the girls going through like the motions of the aftermath of being, you know, captured, kidnapped, and all that. So Spencer wants to pretty much go back to her drugs, and because her mom purposely didn't let her get the anti-anxiety drugs, and you know, she was really pissed off about it. But I think her mom was right in the situation, just because Spencer, you know, when you're a super strong person all the time and like you have your secret dependencies that no one knows about, that's definitely one of Spencer's. And I think her mom was right. And then when Spencer ends up at Arya's house, she gets the opportunity to take the anti-anxiety pills. So of course that would happen. Then with Arya just why? Like, I wish the girls would just learn sometimes. Arya took it upon herself to want to talk to the cops right away when her mother told her, no, you shouldn't, which was a smart thing, because you need to think about it, you need to process, you need to go through, like, kind of pretty much the grieving process in this, what happened to them. I think also, too, though, I hate when people say that, and I just said it, but also, I don't like how the parents as a whole are handling everything that's happened to their daughters. Too much has happened to them over the years. Like, if you go back to the first season to now, why are you still in Rosewood again? Like, seriously, why? The mom was gonna move away with her boyfriend, I believe, or she went on vacation with him, something like that. You know, you would do that with your boyfriend, but I'm talking about Arya's mom, but you wouldn't move out of Rosewood. You need to move. Like, that would have been the smartest thing. Like, if you just moved away, perhaps, and everybody was split up, perhaps Aegis wouldn't be able to be in control in the way that he's in control, he or she is in control. But anyway, yeah, so Arya takes it upon herself, you know, her mom goes with her, because I don't understand why these girls to this day, you're so convinced, it's Andrew, it's Andrew, it's Andrew. How do you know it's Andrew? Andrew was right upstairs from Toby's little loft, I believe. Is it Toby's loft? I believe it's Toby's loft. Right upstairs from or right downstairs from Toby's loft in the brew, I believe. So he could not have been doing everything. So Andrew could not be doing everything. So I don't understand why these girls, you know, they just don't think. And Arya took it upon herself to go and tell the cop, like, yeah, I saw him. At first she was like, no, we didn't see his face, he just had a mask on, because that's what actually happened. And the cop was like, you know, that's not enough, we actually need him to be seen at the scene of the crime. And she's like, you know what, once I did see him, you know, I was by myself, so none of the other girls saw him, but I saw him. And she immediately realized it was a mistake and it was stupid to do, but she already did it, so you know, that's that. So then, well, yeah, also I didn't talk about how all the girls were dealing with, like, what happened to them. You know, Hannah just wanted to rip apart her room and start afresh, which I completely get, because Charles, like, replicated their rooms and made them, I realize now, because they were showing little bits and pieces, I'm like, wait, what? First I thought it was just Spencer who had to torture people, then I realized he was making them choose one or all of them to be tortured, and I wonder if that's going to come back to haunt them later on, like if he's going to reveal who chose who, because I'm pretty sure a lot of them chose Spencer. It seemed like Emily chose Spencer, and then Arya had apologized to Spencer, like, out of nowhere. She's like, I'm sorry, and she was like, for what? She said, never mind. And I think she chose her too. So poor Spencer was probably the one getting tortured the most. But, you know, Spencer now kind of wants to go back to the drug dependency. You know, her mom didn't let her get the anti-anxiety medication, but when she was with Arya at her house, after Arya explained to her what she did so stupidly, you know, she had a moment by herself in her room, and I think she took the pills. So there's that. Then Emily wants to, like, be a shooter. She's actually a very good shot, and, you know, her father's in the military. And it's funny because I follow Shay Mitchell on, I'm subscribed to her on YouTube, and she had talked about having to go to the gun range for one of her roles, and turns out it was for PLL, because a lot of us were saying, oh, is Emily gonna have to shoot somebody? Oh my gosh. And yeah, well, Emily, you know, does want to be able to defend herself. Yeah, so then Emily's mom was really mad at her for doing that, because you're not supposed to, like, their rule was, you know, one, she's not supposed to go by herself to the gun range, two, you're not supposed to go when you're angry, and clearly, you know, Emily was just trying to deal with what happened to them in that way. And then Arya, I think she just was acting irrationally because she's not dealing with it yet. Like Ezra was like, you know, you could write that down, you could write it out, you could write about what happened to you. It's like, I get what she's saying, and she's like, I don't want that written down, I don't want that remembered, I don't want that reread, I don't want that, you know, in no way. She doesn't want to relive it. So, you know, Ezra's crazy self with him, you know, his whole reason for being here in the first place was to write about Allison. So his mind, oh yeah, you could write about what happened to you. Like, no. And, you know, she's fresh from coming from that, and you don't even know what really happened, and that's what you think. So I feel like it's going to be hard for her to deal with it, but I guess we'll see. And, yeah, I have no recollection of Mona being in this episode. Am I bugging out, or was she really not in this episode? And if she wasn't in this episode, I wonder why that is, because she is alive. Even Sarah, oh yeah, Sarah came back to Emily's house talking about she saw Emily's address at the hospital. Very sus. I don't believe it. I think maybe she's even still working for Charles or something, because remember, she wasn't being tortured like the other girls. She was the one giving them their food and stuff. So who knows what, you know, she's really up to, because that's just weird. She pops up at Emily's house, you know, like all of a sudden now she's gonna be buddy with Emily. That's where she explained that her mom doesn't really want her around and stuff. So we'll see what happens with Sarah. I don't know about her at all. What else happened? I don't think... Yeah, so I talked about Lorenzo and his little suspicious behavior. Oh yeah, Allie and Toby are on really weird terms. When Allie, she came to see Toby, and he like just acted so cold to her, and I wonder like what animosity he's still holding against her, because through all of this, I mean the girls aren't all besties again or something, but you know, still, it's not like I can't treat you super bad like the way I thought that you were treating me before, just because I realize now you've been through some stuff, and there's reasons behind like everything you did and why you did it. I mean, granted, when she kind of ruined Toby's life, her life was good on the surface. So I don't know, he's holding something against her though, because he treated her really like coldly. She was like, oh, I didn't get a chance to speak to you, and he's like, yeah, you know, he was just super cold, which is, I don't think it was weird, but I wonder why he still feels super like against Allison. Like, at least he's acting like that right now. Yeah, so I'm really wondering why Mona was not in this episode when she too was in the dollhouse. She was in the dollhouse longer. You would think that they would have her do a statement or something to the police because she's alive, or you know, something, because she's alive. Unless I'm completely bugging and she was in that like hospital room, which I don't think she was though. Yeah, I think that's about it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this recap. I hope it didn't seem all over the place. But yeah, I'm looking forward to see what happens with this Lorenzo character. I'm looking forward to see what happens with Andrew, because you know, he was captured by Toby and, you know, brought to the police station, but they don't have anything to hold him. And the motorcycles are pretty loud right now. But yeah, they don't have anything to hold him, so we'll see what happens there. And yeah, it's like the recovery mode now for all the girls. They just have to cope in their own ways, and I didn't see what's gonna happen next time, so we'll see together. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thumbs it up if you like this recap. Comment down below if you have any comments, and don't forget to and don't forget to subscribe for future reactions and videos and stuff. Check out my PLL playlist. Also, I have another video that's already up, I believe, it's actually a vlog of my trip to Puerto Rico, so check that out. I'll leave a card somewhere, in an annotation or something, or a link down below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.